Bruh.
As you can see, I'm repping that BMT. No matter where I go, no matter where I be. We'll be rocking it like that, man. I love the fit of this shirt, bro.
Bro, look, I just happened to get off the elevator. Look at it. The BMT shirt on. You know, we representing all the way in Thailand, man. Yeah, bro. I'm stuck. I'm frozen.
What's up, y'all? It's the Travel OG, and I gotta do my BMT commercial, man, for my BMT shirt, man. This shirt is so dope, man. It shows off your guns, fits your muscles, gives you room at the bottom for the belly, and then you repping the BMT brand, man. So make sure y'all pick up that BMT shirt, because it's fire. It looks good. He got them in different colors, and I'm telling y'all, man, the fit, it ain't that cheap. It's a real quality shirt, man. I love it, BMT. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for blessing me with the shirt. And I'll see you on the other side. You dig?
Fellas, don't forget to check out the Black Man Travels merch store where you can purchase BMT t-shirts, tank tops, travel quote tees, and much more. All right, we are live. Welcome, family, to another show. Let me know before we really get started if I'm bugging out, if the stream is smooth. I think I was a little choppy at the beginning when I was showing the pre-roll ad. So let me know. Hit 1 or 2 in the chat if everything is good, the audio is good, the stream is good, and we can get this party started. First and foremost, I want to welcome all the guys in the chat coming in early. I want to give a shout out to Backpack Val in the building. We got Cliff Jefferson. He says, be safe, bros. Backpack Val says, y'all making it like Colombia is another Syria or something. Chill, LOL. Okay, everybody says I'm clear. Everybody says I'm clear. Yes, sir, I dropped the video on this. That's what's up. That is what's up. Shout out to my man, John Money in the building. All right, everybody says, that's my dude, Hannibal. I think that's my dude, Hannibal. I met in Brazil. Shout out to Hannibal as well. So everybody said the stream is good. Welcome, brothers, to the show. I want to welcome all the new members to the private Facebook group as well, the Black Man Travels 2.0 Facebook group, as well as Passport Bros. We're getting like hundreds of guys coming in a day, so the movement is growing. So pat yourselves on the back. The word is definitely getting out there. Guys are getting their passports. Guys are interested in getting their passports and traveling the world to expand their options. All right. So I want to give a shout out to everybody that's in the private Facebook group. And I also want to give a shout out to all the new members. Man, we got a good show today. We're going to have a very good topic. The reason I want to bring this topic up is because we do a lot of back and forth in the group. You know, guys share their travel experiences, and some guys might agree, might not agree. Some guys might call it cap. But what I have been noticing is it has been definitely an uptake in crimes kind of targeted towards tourists, unfortunately, in Colombia. So we're going to chop it up about that today, man, give you guys some information. So if you are deciding to go to Colombia, you know, you can move carefully by the information we're going to discuss in this video. All right. But first, I want to show you guys the updated website. I want to show you guys the website real quick. Let me put this up on the screen. Let me see here. Where we at? Give me 1 second, family. I'm going to put this up on the screen. I thought I had it already set up, but it's not set up. Let me see here. Here we go. All right, I'm going to catch that super chat in a second. So this is the updated website. All right, guys. You got your events right here. That's going to be all our posted events. You got your travel news, which is like a blog. I'm going to come back to that in a second. And you also have your merch store where you can purchase merch. And there's a link to the Patreon. And there's also the company contact information. Now, I want to touch up on this right here. I want to touch up on this travel news. All right, guys, let me touch up on this travel news real quick. All right. So, as some of you might already know, originally this movement started off as a blog, an informative blog. I'm sorry, of Black men traveling the world. All right, it's a good way to exchange information and give trip reports. This was started alongside the private Facebook group. Let me go down right here real quick. See, there we go. All right, so guys, we got news coming out of Thailand. We got news coming out of Mexico. We got African news. This is international news, right? I know that for the most part, coming from a lot of communities that we in, we kind of are pushed on like celebrity news and stuff like that. Who's Shaq dating and all this. What LeBron scored. But guys, when you're traveling internationally, it's very important to know what is going on in these countries, especially politically. All right, because certain times of the year, in these countries that we travel to, South America, Africa, especially when it comes to these elections, things ramp up. All right. When I was living in Colombia, I had no idea like the political turmoil that Colombia was in until I got there. So with the blog, with the news articles that we have on the blog, which will also be on the mobile app, we're going to put it all this stuff is going to go onto the mobile app when we release the beta version. So this is going to keep you guys up to date. I'm going to give you an example real quick, guys. Like right here, you got Thailand news. It says Thailand considers suspending tourist visa fees, which is major. All right. Thailand is basically welcoming back tourists, wide open. They're making all types of arrangements to bring tourists back into the country. And they're making it very comfortable. So they're trying to get rid of fees, lower fees, all types of things to make your trip way more comfortable. Even make your extended stay comfortable because they're welcoming digital nomads in these countries as well, especially in Thailand. Once again, I got another article here from Mexico right here. I'm not going to click on the article, but U.S. tourists warn, travel at your own risk. Now, a lot of guys made comments in the group and said, hey, man, I'm in Mexico all the time. It's pretty safe out there. In these countries, we know that you got the government, but you got a second form of governance as well, all right? That's kind of off the books, So you definitely want to be aware of that. Now, and most times, they leave tourist areas alone, even if they're beefing internally with each other, considering like the cartels and stuff like that. But you still want to keep aware because sometimes things happen in these drug wars, and it can be dangerous for tourists. All right, so you definitely want to be aware. And we also talk about a little history too, man. The black president that Colombia erased from his history. Just interesting articles, man, to keep you thinking. This whole Black men traveling the world and everything is really nothing new. It was something that, we've been doing the whole entire time, but you got to keep in mind that our history has been kind of like, tampered with heavily. And, now it's like something new to us, but we've been traveling we circumvented the globe for a long time ago, hundreds of years ago, before Christopher Columbus, all right, despite what they tell us in history. So we do a few history articles too. Yes, Colombia did have a black president. Yes, they did whitewash it. They put his picture like in the basement somewhere to hide it, and then they whitewash it as well. There's a lot of historical figures that have been whitewashed throughout history. Even if you look at, Rome, and I'm not gonna get too far on this tangent, but if you look at some of those movies, the Roman Empire, they all hide that they had black soldiers in a lot of those militaries in Rome as well. So just keep that in mind. So we talk about that and have articles on that as well. A lot of news coming from Africa. We even got, articles on sex, health, everything. So guys, do me a favor and check this out. All right. Definitely some good information to keep you abreast of what's going on internationally. We want to give some of the celebrity news a little break, who's, Lil Gotti or not Lil Gotti, Lil Baby dating, and who cares about all that? You got a passport. You need to know what's going on internationally. That's what you need to do. Because you don't want to, save all this money, all right, book your trip, you're excited, and then you go to Colombia or you go to a foreign country, and it's riots everywhere, all right? You're stuck in your hotel because you didn't know, you wasn't aware, all right? So it's very important you guys check out the articles, all right? Let me see what's going on in the chat real quick. All right, hold on. Let me see. All right, let's go to it. And I'm gonna drop a link. All right, I'm gonna drop a link and we're gonna chop it up because I know I got a lot of guys that are familiar with Colombia. It's funny, man, because I heard a story yesterday, of a veteran traveler that's been traveling. I think he lived in Colombia for years and he got drugged. So we're gonna discuss that. But let me catch the super chats and we're gonna get the show on the way. Let me make sure I don't want to miss nobody. All right, House of Has for $2 super chat. Appreciate that, my brother. He says Thailand in November. Any tips on safety? Well, the cool thing about safety in Thailand is they don't play out here, man. Nobody wants to go to Bangkok jail here. So Thailand is really safe. It's a very safe environment. Not to say things can't happen because things can happen anywhere in the world, but in terms of, I would say, tourist safety, Thailand is one of the more safer places in the world. And you know what I like about Thailand, and we're going to discuss this too after I get finished the super chats. I like the fact that when things do happen, they nip it in the butt real quickly. A robbery will be on the first page news out here versus in Colombia, robberies happen, probably every 10 minutes. All right. So they make an adjustment. They make sweeps. They do all types of stuff in order to make the environment safe. The tourist police, you see them, most times, most incidents in Thailand that I've seen are tourists against other tourists, Russians against Europeans or whatever it is, that's most of the crime you see. People just drinking, having a good time, whatever. But as far as just crime being targeted to you, that's kind of rare and in between here. All right. So shout out to House of Has for the $2 super chat. I want to give a shout out to Butch3727 with the $5 super chat, man. I really appreciate that. He didn't make a comment, but I appreciate the support. All right. Let me scroll down here 1 second. Shout out to Fuchsius81. Says BMT, appreciate everything you do. Salute to all my travel bros. Salute to you too, my brother. All right. All right. Moto Power asked a really good question. Moto Power, man, you guys come up with these names for these channels. All right. He says Moto Power 4250, the Red Pill Connect with the $20 super chat. Man, I really appreciate that. He says, question, is the BMT meetup still scheduled for September? We had to push it back to October. All right. We had to push it back to October. I'm going to give the exact dates very soon. We're putting the trip together as we speak. This week, we should have the information we need to go ahead and give you guys the exact date in October. But we did push it back to October. But it's going to be off the chain. Anybody know how we get down to BMT? We're going to have a good time. This is going to be a little different because guys will be able to book rooms in the mansion too. So that's why it's taking us a little bit more time. All right. Shout out to my dude, John Money in the building with the Travelversity with a $5 super chat, man. I really appreciate that. He says, you guys stay safe and vigilant. Colombia is a great place to just keep your eyes peeled at all times. John Money, if you want to come on later, I will drop a link. It's funny because I was going to mention this with my guy, John. We stay in the same building out there in Poblado and Medellin. And one thing I will say about certain cats, right? Guys that are ex-military, guys that are, maybe law enforcement, maybe retired, active law enforcement, even hood dudes, if you want to call them that to a certain degree, or dudes. Now, I'm not going to say hood dudes because I don't want to put that, because every guy that grows up in the city is not technically a pookie or a hood dude, right? But you grow up in a certain way, right? And I'm going to give you a prime example. When we stood outside our building, it was a very strategic location to where you can hop off that bike, draw out on somebody, take your stuff, and you got all types of ways, escape routes, right? So my man ex-military, me, I grew up in the inner city, pretty dangerous neighborhood. My stepfather was a police officer and all that, so I got a lot of game from him as well. But we was always aware, right? We was always aware, and while they looking at us, we'll be looking at them. Straight up. And that's one of the big deterrents for robbery, because robbery is based most of the time, and this is just one form. We're going to talk about the drugging too, but most time it's based on the element of surprise. It's like a lion in the jungle creeping up from behind and grab you, and then they want to keep you off balance. You see the revolver, you see the rusty pistol. They want you to drop it off, and they want to go for the most part. Most times they're not trying to kill you. They just want your cell phone and whatever cash you got on you, right? But when you take away the element of surprise, it's like a step back. Right, when you see them, it's like, oh damn, they. First of all, you might not have much on you because it's always how you present yourself in Colombia as well. If you're not flashy, it's like, okay, these guys already see me. That's number one. And dude, I don't even know if they got anything on them. They don't look, they even got anything on them. So that's going to be a big deterrent right now. And I'm telling you this, guys, because, in a group of 6,000 traveling guys, I say most of the guys got passports. I know a lot of guys are just interested in travel. You can form like a case study, right? By not only the comment section, but some guys will be straight up and tell you, hey man, I got robbed. It's a lot of stuff that goes down overseas, and guys be kind of ashamed. That's why I always salute guys that do come out and do tell they truth and travel experience, because you do got the guys that be like, well, how that happened to you, bro? You this, you dumb, you sucker. No. Anybody that knows anything about life in general, anybody can get got, bro. You can have a Navy SEAL can get robbed, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, it's all about the element of surprise. Nobody is on point 100% of the time. So I admire guys that come out and give experiences. And a lot of guys hit me up personally and say, hey, bro, I went to Colombia and this happened. I'd be like, damn, And it's been times where I can feel the energy, you know what I'm saying? Like that's going on out there a little bit. You can feel it. Like, man, you got the sharks in the water out here tonight. And I tell guys, I say, hey, bro, cool out tonight. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know the girl, if you don't, if you're not familiar with her, just chill tonight. Something ain't right. The energy's off tonight. And guys will tell you this all the time, and they still do what they do, and they get robbed or they get drugged. And a lot of guys get drugged, they don't even know they got drugged. So got to be careful of that. Let me see if I got any super chats. And we go ahead. All right, let me catch some of the comments. Shout out to OCFL. He says, when you travel from the United States to Colombia by yourself, most definitely, man. Most definitely. You can travel to Colombia, man. I don't want to scare you guys away. All I'm saying is you got to beware. Now, it's funny because I want to pull up a stat, but I cannot find it before I did the show, that is actually more dangerous in Baltimore than it is in Cartagena. We can do little stats now. You try to do it where the population is kind of close. You don't want to go to like a major like, New York and kind of compare the crime to a smaller city overseas. But I think Baltimore and Cartagena are close when it comes to the population, and it comes, out that, Cartagena is actually more safer. I've actually been in more dangerous situations growing up in the States than I have overseas. Now, I have to say I didn't have some dangerous situations overseas. Like, I've been into some stuff. All right, I've been into some stuff. Don't get me wrong. I've been into incidents in Brazil. My very first trip in Brazil, unannounced to me or the guy I was with, and the culture, because we're fresh. We didn't know what was going on with the culture out there and the dating and all that good stuff. We ended up taking some local guys, girls, the girls were from Germany or not. But I told the story before. The girls ended up going with us because they spoke English, and the Brazilian guys didn't speak English. So the girl was just like, listen, she told her friend right in front of everybody, she said, hey, we got to make a choice. Do you want to go with the guys with 6-packs, or you want to go with the guys that speak English? Me and my boy didn't have 6-packs, all right? The Brazilian guys had 6-packs. And the girl was like, I'm going to go with these guys because language is everything. The communication is everything. So they went with us. And them Brazilian guys, fellas, was not having it. They were not having that at all. The guy I was with told me a year later that those Brazilian guys had bought the girls some drinks. And I'm like, bro, if I would have known that those guys were buying those girls drinks, we wouldn't have sat at the table and did all that. Like, I didn't know that. I'm like, why you didn't tell me that, bro? He was like, man, it don't matter. I said, actually, it does matter, because I didn't know that those guys were buying those girls drinks, right? So to make a long story short, because I don't want to get too far off of the tangent, to make a long story short, those Brazilian guys chased us down for like miles. At the end, they were literally hanging out the taxi. I'm telling the taxi, go. We got the girls, let's go. The taxi just sitting there looking stupid like, what's going on? I say, bro, you see two guys trying to get in the car. Everybody's trying to get in the car, fit in this little taxi to leave these guys, and you just going to sit here. And the Brazilian guys all up in the window, he hit me on my chest. Hey man, this is Brazil. I'm like, well, bro, you want to go there, if I can, rumble, what I'm saying? But it wasn't worth it, right? So little incidents like that. Hold on. Hold up, family. Where we at? Give me 1 minute. Hold on. Give me 1 second, family. Let me get my screen back up. Flowing too. There we go. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that, family. Apologies. The technical difficulties there, but we are back. All right, here we go. All right, we back. Let me catch this comment. I was in Colombia and avoided a bad situation by being with locals who compete it before it happened. You know what? Uh, I was in a dating situation like that too. Now Centro trying to rescue a guy who was being friendly extorted, but unaware he was being extorted because people don't pay for pretty much protection in Colombia or downtown Colombia at the time. So he was getting extorted. He didn't realize he was getting extorted, and I went out there trying to check on the brother and got into it really bad with some Venezuelans down there, bro. And by the grace of God, it was an Afro-Colombian dude that came out from behind the counter because we went up in the store and some chick had lied and said I was recording, which I wasn't recording. She made some stuff up. So Venezuelan guys came up on me. It was had to be at least 8, 9 of them, right, trying to extort me for money. And luckily, the Afro-Colombian came from around the corner. The guy was with. I don't know where he went. You know what I'm saying? He said he walked around to get him from behind. I don't know where the brother went. You know what I'm saying? It was just me. All I saw was a bunch of dudes with tattoos on their faces speaking hello Spanish, and I'm like, oh damn, I'm done for. I'm gonna knock out maybe 1 or 2, but it's on after that. I'm at the pull. I'm at the jump and run. You know what I'm saying? But luckily, the Afro-Colombian came out there and saved the day, man. So I've been into a few little incidents, man, even to a certain degree, high-speed chases overseas. But it is what it is, man. We'll catch a super chat. All right. Shout out to Marielle Molden with the $5 super chat. I really appreciate that. I hate that some of these countries have become too dangerous for the up-and-coming travelers, bros, such as myself. This is heartbreaking. You can still travel there, man. Just be aware. Just be aware. When you are aware, that limits, your exposure to the BS when you just aware. Just having, conversations, just, when you had the conversations with these women, they ask certain questions, it should already trigger you. Like, okay, when you leaving, how long you here? Or I don't know how long I'm here. Or I stay here. Just a few things you can kind of critique the conversation to let them know that you're aware. You can say things like, hey, have you heard they've been drugging guys out here? Isn't that crazy? That is crazy. They really been drugging guys out here. In her head, she's like, damn, like he knows. So it's a few things you can do and then getting with a veteran traveler. Like, keep in mind, crime is crime. It can happen to anybody, bro. I know guys that have been living in Colombia for over a decade and recently just got drugged, right? They was doing fine for 10-some years. They just happened to get drugged by a woman they had known for months. You feel me? I know guys in Colombia that's lived in Colombia for 14 years without any incidents whatsoever. So it's really like a draw in the hat. Just got to be careful. All right. Shout out to Global Paper. Global Paper, what up? Models and Bottles. We know Global Paper. Global Paper, you got to show your face one day too, bro. He said 17 years in Brazil, no issues, just models and bottles. Yeah. I had a few issues, man. It really depends on how you move. Yeah, the brother dipped out, man. He dipped out on me. Yeah, he dipped out, bro. He really did dip out, though. Like, you know how when you see all them guys coming towards you, and they speaking Spanish, and they starting to go like this. So I think it was a setup. I think it was like, that's how they, get new gringos or whatnot. I'm not really sure because I did have my cell phone in my hand, but I was not recording. It was nothing to record. All right. We were just simply walking. And it was funny, man, because it was an Afro-Colombian. Now it comes back to me. It was an Afro-Colombian, but it was another Venezuelan cat who, walked me out too. And he was cool too, though. He was cool too. So it was almost like it was some guys there that wasn't going to allow it to get to that point. Because I was obviously, outgunned, bro. I was definitely outgunned. Them guys got knives, guns, all that. You feel me? And then, when I ran to my boy, all of a sudden, when we, in the middle of the street, because I was told by a guy that lived out there, he said, hey, bro, anytime you get into it, just run to the middle of the street. Just run to the middle of the street. So that's what I did. I just sat there and just, walked basically to the middle of the street while the cars were coming. And then the two guys, they was like that. It was calming the situation down. They was like, hey, bro, it's all good. It was just a misunderstanding. She was trying to point that to another guy. I told him that you weren't the guy that was recording. It's my bad. And then here come Buddy. Hey, bro, you good? Man, it wasn't even that serious, bro. You good? I'm like, bro, where you was at? He was like, bro, you didn't see me? I was behind you, bro. I had circled behind you just in case it went down. And I'm like, oh, okay, bro. Okay, I didn't see you. And keep in mind, my dude, maybe 5'6", you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like, not to say he didn't have them hands. It was just like, yeah, bro, I didn't see you. Maybe you was, I don't know where you went. You feel me? So definitely crazy, bro. Definitely crazy situation. All right. I think I might have missed a super chat. Did I miss super chat? Okay, bro. Okay, this is the same guy. I think he re-sent it. No, this is Marquise 192. Shout out to Marquise 912 for the $5 super chat. I really appreciate that. He says, these places aren't any more dangerous than most American cities. Now, that is true to a certain degree, but the difference is, and I'm going to finish the comment in a second, the difference is the crime is not targeted to you in America per se. In America, it's a lot of random crime, but when you in these foreign countries, they're typically targeting tourists, right? Because they know it's a lack of communication. It's a lack of knowing where you at. So you don't know. Half the guys don't even know what number to call if something really goes down. All right. Some of the policemen don't speak English. So they know all of it. They know you don't know where you at. They know you're a foreigner in their country. They know you're a vacationer. Especially if you're walking around with jewelry on and all that flashy stuff. They know you definitely don't know. And if you're with a girl, let me give you guys another pointer. If you with a female, especially in Colombia, not so much Brazil, but especially in Colombia, and she doesn't tell you to take the Rolex off. She don't tell you to take the chain off. She don't tell you that, hey, don't have your cell phone out. Then she's probably part of the setup. All right. All right, let me read that comment again. These places aren't any more dangerous than most American cities. It's just a lot of travelers are green and naive just because they are abroad. Most definitely. Most definitely. Here we go. Yep. How you carry yourself, that's very true. Dang, he left the little homie on stuck. Yeah, man. What movie was that? Was that in the movie when dude got the hell on? Yeah, you know what? That's not the first time that's happened to me, though. In life, it's funny, right? Because in life, I say you have circles. Like sometimes you go through the same situations. You're like, damn, I remember when this happened back in the 90s, right? So one time I had this homeboy, man. This homeboy back in the day. Granted he was like a pretty dude. He was good with ladies, but he always had drama with dudes. We always got into it. And every time shit kicked off, he would start it, and then I end up fighting it. And then when I look around, he ain't nowhere to be found. And then after the fight, I'm bruised up. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, bro, where you was at? Oh, bro, you didn't see me over there, man. I was punching dude. I was fighting myself. And I'm like, I asked my other homeboy, I said, hey, bro, did you see him fighting back? He was like, bro, I don't know where he went. So it's funny, man, because the guys that talk all that mess, all that street stuff, all that, I'm that dude. You'll be surprised what happens when you don't have a pistol. You got to really show them fisticuffs. You'll be surprised who show up. Sometimes it's the nerdy guy that knocked the most people out. Fighting is, can be very brutal at times. And when guys who didn't grow up fighting see real brutal street fighting, not the stuff you see on UFC and all the moves and all the boxing, nah, bro. This is some real deal fisticuffs. We slamming, elbowing, punching. We doing whatever we got to do to get these guys off of us, right? They can see that and they can be like, oh, snap, I wasn't ready for all this. And they'll vamp on you. As soon as the first couple of punches get punched, and I got a big head, so I've been punched a few times. I'm not an easy knockout. So sometimes that shot guys too. They be like, damn, bro, he really hit you in the face. And I'm like, yeah, I'm straight though. So it is what it is, bro. I don't want to get too far off. Y'all guys got to be chopping up out here. You know what, man? Damon Walton said, get rid of that type of homeboy. You know what, bro? The dude was so green, bro. Like he was so green. Like he was just, I wanted to go down. My intention was to go down there and just grab. He didn't even know where he was at. Bro. And sometimes I feel like when guys are, in the group, they part of the movement, they supported, they bought t-shirts and stuff, and they out here kind of on my court to a certain degree. It's their very first time. They say, hey, brother, I came out here. I'm glad you met me and all this good stuff. They got a BM t-shirt on. I somewhat feel responsible for that. So that's why I ran down there and to Centro. And my intention was just to go down there and be like, hey, bro, we don't go to Centro at night. Everybody tell you Centro at night, we start heading back towards the nighttime. He didn't know. He was just all in Centro. And that's what I was trying to do. Unfortunately, as we were walking, I got the guys that were escorting him away. I'm like, hey, bro, we don't need y'all to walk us around. And that might have been part of the setup too. Maybe the dudes went there and called the girl and tell him, hey, start like a little incident or something. I don't know. All right, let me see if I can find you. I found a spot in Joachim Second Road. Who's that? Okay, we got guys in Thailand right here. I think Soy 7 over there. Not for sure. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can catch that last super chat. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and drop a link. Guys, I'm going to be on Richie Mack's show. That's Zumba Thailand show at midnight. It's going to be me, Richie Mack, and one master teacher, Think Smart Financials. We're all going to be talking about, travel, Colombia, Thailand, all that stuff. So make sure you tune in to that. All right. All right. Shout out to House of Haas. Apologies about me missing that super chat earlier. Appreciate you bringing that to my attention with the $5 super chat. He says, ever heard of a girl putting a drug on her neck, her to drug a man? What are the weird ways guys get robbed you don't hear about? I don't drink. I've heard all types of situations. Recently, just last night, I heard a girl sprayed it in her hair and wished her hair into the guy's face or something like that. Or say, hey, ask, does my hair smell good or something? I use this new shampoo, whipped in his face, and he was out. I've heard them blowing it in your face. You can see on the picture on the thumbnail. I've heard that a lot. I've heard guys get on the bottom of the back of the bed. They sit you down on like the end of the bed and they blow it in your face. I've heard them putting it on paper in the street and like they put on a piece of paper or something like this, and they'll ask for directions. And then you say, hey, can you help me find this spot? You look down, they blow it in your face. All types of little ways I've heard. So just be careful of that. I heard them putting it on their breasts. I've heard all types of ways, and it's not just one thing. It's just not scopolamine. It's other things. It's roofie pills. It's pretty much whatever knocks you out. That's why they generally don't do a what's the word I want to say? The drug, like the test the blood to see what you've been drugged with. They generally just put your IV on you, and they don't even test for scopolamine. They don't even care. Their main thing, their objective, at least in Colombia, is to get you on the plane back home alive. They don't care what all your stuff got. They don't care. All right. All right. Let me catch the other super chat. All right. Shout out to James G with the $5 super chat. Man, I really appreciate that, my brother. We got 184 in the room. Do me a favor, guys. Hit that like button. James G with the $5 super chat says, I'm saving up for Singapore and Malaysia next year. Asians treat me well, thick and skinny. I'm looking for a second home out of the U.S. for residency. Yeah, man. I definitely agree. You know, Asians are cool people, man. They're very laid back, very respectful culture here. You know what? I want to address this comment real quick, and I wish I could pull it up. I might see if I can pull up the actual post. Let me see if I can pull up. I'm not blogging anymore, so let me see if I can pull up the actual post. I believe I put it in Passport Bros. Give me 1 second, fam. Let me see if if we can pull this up. Still loading. Hold on. All right, I'm gonna see if I can find this post real quick. But it was a guy in Medellin, Colombia. He was dating this girl once again for some time. I think he dated her for some time. If I can find it, and he got drugged. And the interesting thing about his situation is she actually got him for his Bitcoin too. Somehow she got into her laptop, and she got him for his crypto. Let me see if I can find that post real quick. So it's just not going there. I mean, they go for the gusto out there, bro. I've heard some stories out there. I know I've heard guys getting drugged by their maids, slow dose drugged by their maids and going crazy. You know, I've heard dudes from Belgium get, tortured for all their money, put up in a barrio somewhere. I've heard all types of stories, man. Hold on, let me see if I can find this. Where you at? All right. Now let me see if I can find the post. All right. Oh, that's one right there. All right. That's just a post in the group. Very beautiful. I didn't even see that post. Okay. So this is why, man. Very beautiful. Let me let me not get distracted, man. Hold on. All right, I might not be able to find the post, but basically the guy, he posted a picture of the girl. I believe the guy was from Canada, black guy from Canada, and he got drugged, and somehow she went into his laptop and got his crypto. So it's just not the petty cash. They go for the gusto out there, bro. And I don't think I'm gonna be able to find the post. All right, apologies, family. I'm not gonna be able to find the post. Should have had it ready for you guys. But as you can see, guys, it's in the group traveling, making dope posts, giving good trip reports. Now, I will say this before I drop a link. I gotta say this real quick. Your travel experience is going to be your travel experience. All right. I want to put that out there first because you got guys that travel the world from all different forms of, walks of life, different backgrounds, different ethnicities. Everybody travel experience is different. Even if, this with black men travels, our experience is going to be, different from a white guy. That's why I created Black Men Travels. But you still have different experiences, right? Your experience is going to be different from somebody else's experiences. And I think sometimes when guys make posts in the group, telling them about their particular experience, it's always, hey, that's cap, that didn't happen to me, or nah, that's not how that works. I'm like, bro, things are different. I'm going to give you a prime example of what I'm talking about. You will get guys that might say something like, hey, man, the girls out here in this country really don't rock with the bros. All right? They'll say something like that, or the people out here too racist, whatever they was. I had a guy that told me, I was in the club in Medellin, how racist Medellin was. Now, that's his experience. I'm not detracting from his experience, but I didn't have any issues. But that's his experience, all right? I didn't have any issues dating the women out there. But maybe he did. Once again, that's his experience. So you might have a guy, right, that be like, hey, man, the girls don't really rock with us American guys. They don't really, they don't do this. The girls, nah, this ain't the place to be. But that guy might look like the penguin. He might be, he's not that dude, whatever reason. He doesn't have a high, he might be socially awkward. He's giving you his travel experience, right? But then you got a guy that can communicate with women well. He might know a little bit of language. You know, he might dress nicely. He might smell good. And he pulling all types of women. So that's his experience, all right? So you can't always call things cap. And I see that in the group a lot. You know, guys, oh, man, you cap, man. Them girls don't mess with. You know, I've heard it all. I've heard in Brazil, you can't get regular girls because you don't speak Portuguese, which is the furthest from the truth. You know, a lot of people are speaking more and more English in Brazil. If you go to Barra de Juca, all right, I'm going to say about 30% of people in Barra de Juca, right, since it's like a Brazilian suburb, they speak, teach English. And English, come to find out, it's not a difficult language to learn, all right? Then you have the popularity of American media. So they're always watching American movies and listen to American music, and they internalizing, you know, our culture and our language, and they can communicate. So if you're in that particular area, which is about 30 minutes west of Copacabana, you're running to women, especially in the stores, right, that speak English. Now you can communicate. Now you can date. You feel me? Even if she don't speak English, you can use translator. If a woman's really interested in you, she's gonna make it work, bro. But once again, I just want to clarify that your experiences are your experiences, all right? And also, just like you're careful about who you hang with in America, you got to be careful with who you hang with overseas as well, all right? You definitely got to be careful about, because I've been in plenty of incidents, man, where guys get a little too drunk, get a little too wild, you know, all types of stuff, putting their hands on the girls. And that's what you don't want to be nowhere near that, because they're going to group you all up together, right? So if you got one of them dudes that you know that he's one of them wild dudes that he can't handle his alcohol, don't bring that overseas with you, because it's going to be amplified, right? Getting too drunk in America, we all know the outcome, you know, whatever. But overseas, a minor incident can become a major incident real quick. Look what happened to Brittany Griner. All right, you know, the basketball player. She just had a few little weed vapes. Now they talking about she might have to do 10 years for that. So just keep that in mind. You know, even with the smuggling, be careful who you with, bro, because they might have something on them, and all y'all might go to jail for it. And you do not want to get locked up overseas. I'm telling you do not want to get locked up overseas. Let me catch a super chat real quick, bros. All right. Shout out to James G with the $10 super chat. He says, you ever do a video or raise money, check out Indonesia, Cambodia? Man, I've been hearing a lot of good things about Cambodia and Vietnam, fellas. Taiwan, I would donate. I do not see, bro. Check out these places. They can be hidden gems for women, safety, and making. Appreciate $10 super chat. That's very true. It's funny because I was on a stream earlier today, with Richie Mack and Big Boss. Shout out to Big Boss. And it was a guy on there I wasn't really familiar with. I think he's living in the Philippines right now. Or he might be in Vietnam right now. And I think somebody called him cap on his travel experience. And the guy was like, oh, Vietnamese women don't rock with brothers like that. And you got to be, you are limited to massage parlors and the pros. And the guy was just like, that's not true at all. I ain't been not one massage parlor. I haven't been to a massage parlor in Thailand either. All right. That's just not my thing. You know, I be feeling like the beds are dirty because people be laying on them. You know, so I haven't been to massage. I don't really do massage parlors too much. But, you know, once again, that's that man's travel experience. And I'm not going to say, oh, if you're a duck or a lame in America, you're going to be a lame overseas. I'm not going to say that. All I'm going to say is in some of these spaces, some of those guys do take their social awkwardness out of the country with them. All right. In every situation, it's not a plug and play situation. You know, if you're just an average guy, all right, you keep yourself up, you look nice, you shouldn't have any issue attracting women overseas, especially once you get outside of the tourist areas. You get outside those tourist areas and you know a little bit of that language and you're American, oh man, you're going to be doing some damage in most of the countries that we visit. All right. All right. All right. I'm not going to read that one. You say you don't want to. Okay. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. I don't want to bang you up, bro. I can't read that one. If she can speak broken English, I'm not passing her up. Yeah, for sure, man. You know, women know how to communicate. Women definitely know how to communicate. You know, most of the guys that I know that learn the language quickly, usually it's because of their girlfriends. Usually it's because they have a live-in girlfriend, and oh my God, they gonna talk. Even if you don't know, my ex-girlfriend in Colombia, bro, she would just have entire conversations with me, knowing I don't speak the language well, you know. And then at the end of the conversation, she would talk for 10, 15 minutes at a time. And I'd just be like, what I say? I'd be like, see. And she'd be like, yes. Yes, what, Aaron? And I'm like, well, you know, I don't speak fluent Spanish, like, but I'm gonna let you talk. You know what I'm saying? I said, all I got was your grandmama was sick, your cousin made you mad or something, and the girls don't like you because you're pretty. That's all I got from the conversation. And most, when I just said, believe it or not, at least in South America, that's what they're gonna be talking about. Something in their family going on. You know, if they got kids, they're gonna talk about their kids. And they're gonna talk about, you know, just social stuff that, you know, women talk about. All right. Hey, BMT, my friend, I'm thinking about going to Thailand next year. How much are consultations? You know, I just spoke about doing consultations with my guy, Andre and Andrea crossing borders. We had a conversation. He was like, man, you need to do consultations. You got a lot of knowledge. But I just drop a lot of game on the Patreon, man. I might set up something because a lot of guys are, you know, really here for maybe a week or two. But you do got those guys that are in a position to relocate. I'm actually helping the guy relocate to Brazil, and I'm trying some stuff out with him. I'm just doing a free consultations with him so I can get all the bugs out. That way, when I do present my consultations, they'll be, you know, good, straight to the point, and give you the information that you need in order to relocate overseas. All right. Right. I think I'm caught up. All right. Let the learn language puts a different. Oh yeah, man. Learn the language definitely put it. Let me tell you, the Jordans. Women like nice shoes all around the world, but for the most part, the most impressive thing about you overseas, if you can speak the local language, that's going to be the most impressive thing, right? That's going to be the most impressive thing right there. All right. All right. Shout out to Bino Morissant, man. You guys with these YouTube names. Is the scopolamine blown out of proportion in terms of frequency? That's a very good question. That is a very good question. I'm going to say this. From the group standpoint of having 6,000 members, every week somebody is getting drugged. So I don't know how frequent that might be to you, but every week I would either get a personal message or I get a post in the group of somebody getting drugged in pretty much either Medellin or Cartagena, Colombia. Every once in a while, you might get a story about Brazil, but most of it is congregated in those two particular cities. All right, as far as the drugging is concerned. You know what? I've been hearing a lot of good stuff about the Philippines. You know what, man? I've been hearing a lot of good stuff about Southeast Asia in general. You feel me? I've been hearing a lot of good stuff. But Thailand it's hard to leave this city, man. I mean, this country is very hard. Let me tell you guys something real quick before I drop a link. So they just legalized or decriminalized weed here in Thailand, the cannabis in Thailand. And right now, Thailand, it's just, you know, so it's something new, right? So you're seeing like just as everybody, you know, you just smelling it everywhere. I mean, I saw a little kid selling a dime bags yesterday. I'm like, okay, they gotta get some stuff together, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, hold on now, Thailand. But you know, they selling weed at the grocery stores, little old ladies offering you weed now. Like, it's just crazy. And I think it's gonna start to get regulated because they probably didn't know the demand, you know, but it's everywhere right now, fellas. It's like the weed thing is just going crazy right now. It's just funny because typically, you know, you would think that so many people, you know, like a lot of people smoke marijuana right around the world. But you see like little old ladies burning one, and you're like, damn, why people smoke weed out here? So it's just funny, man. Very funny. There's a black, shout out to James G, $2. There's a black guy on YouTube in Vietnam. That might have been the guy I was on the show with today earlier. All right, shout out to Leonard Thomas with the $1.99 super chat. I really appreciate that. Can we have a stream talking about best remote jobs? Yes, we sure can. We definitely can. We definitely can do that. We definitely can do that. You know, it'd be guys that actually post jobs in the group as well. So pay attention because you got guys that post remote jobs in the group as well. All right. Shout out to Yoga Yoga in the building. What up, Yoga Yoga? All right, I'm gonna drop a link. We've been at it for about an hour. I'm gonna drop a link and get some of you guys, maybe guys who are veteran Colombian travelers. You might want to come on the show, give your opinion. Is Colombia too dangerous for the travel bros? All right. All right. I see a lot of guys in the chat. They want to know, how to remote work remotely. So we'll definitely do a show on that. We'll definitely do a show on that, bro. But I'm gonna tell you, man, right now, of course, you want to bring in, income, like a 9 to 5 income. Oh, there you go. But just keep in mind, man, you have a lot of opportunities with this social media stuff too. You know what I'm saying? Don't take for granted, the entrepreneurship, digital entrepreneurship right now, because people are killing it online. All right, people are, selling all types of merchandise. I know a sister that sell like travel bags, and she made like $100-something thousand just off the travel bag. So if you're an entrepreneur, it's a lot of opportunities, man, just besides a job. And keep in mind, when you're living overseas for, I think, 330 days out the year, you're basically tax exempt. That's number one, which means you don't have to make as much money as you would in the States. And the cost of living can be significantly lower than it would be in America. So it does give you opportunity to invest more into your entrepreneurship. All right. Let me catch the super chat real quick. Shout out to Antonio Adventures, the $10 super chat. He says, "What up, BMT? Young brothers in my age group are starting to lock in on what you do, provide for us. Thanks for all of that. As I start to travel vlog myself, would love to connect." Yeah, most definitely, man. Most definitely. I love seeing it. I tell guys all the time, I'm like, bro, taking a vacation, do a little vlog, do some videos. You never know how fast a YouTube channel can pop off. Some guys just have a natural entertaining personality when it comes to the vlogs, man. So, and some guys provide really good information. So I tell everybody all the time, I say, man, they say, "Hey, bro, how do you think I can make some extra money so I can stay here longer?" I say, "Start a YouTube channel." None of them do it, but I'm like, bro, start a YouTube channel and I'll help you out. You feel me? I help build your channel up like guys help build my channel up. We can piggyback off each other. That can give you a form of income. All right. It's a possibility you can pay, your bills and rent off YouTube and have an additional job as well, and making a couple $1,000s a month, and you'll be just fine overseas. All right. All right, shout out to YouTube is a great thing. YouTube is a big engine, by the way, family. YouTube is a big engine. YouTube is a big engine. You get that YouTube popping, you can have 10,000 subs, man, but you got a community and you can sell to that community. Like, this is a great time to be alive right now, to be a digital entrepreneur. It's a lot of opportunities that we didn't have growing up. Now, luckily, a lot of us in my age range were a part of the computer generation, the internet generation. So we was familiar with computers growing up because they had the Apple computers, in our elementary school. So we're familiar with the laptop game. So when it came to digital entrepreneurship, it was like we was ready for it. Boom. So you got a lot of new opportunities, man. All right, I want to put this out real quick. Uncle Low, message, go to Thailand. You can find a nice first apartment for $300 a month with breakfast and a rooftop pool. That is very true. That is very true. You know what they tried to do? Once again, keeping up with the news, they wanted to charge foreigners more money for housing than they did the locals. But luckily they stopped it. They was like, "Nah, that's not how you do it. You can't charge people, more money just because they're not, locals." So luckily they stopped that. But that was proposed that they was going to be allowed. So basically, what that means is, if you book a hotel room and that hotel room will be $50 for the local, it'll be $100 for you. And they got rid of that. They proposed it, but they turned it down. So that was a good thing. All right, JG, with $10 super chat, man, I really appreciate that. So his channel is all about Vietnam. The guy is talking about business, economics, women, and more. From my experience and people I know, they like black guys. Channel is called Travel Explore Asia. I will check that channel out. I might have been the guy I was on the stream with this morning. All right. What's up? I say no, the Facebook group when I want to respond. Bro, we just let in 100 cats in Passport Bros and um, Black Men Travels 2.0. We just let like 100 people in. So I don't know if you was part of the 100, but we let people in like every day. Oh, we got somebody in the back here. Okay, let me bring them on real quick. All right, family. We want to stick to the subject. Before I bring everybody on, we want to stick to the subject. We want to discuss, is Colombia too dangerous, especially for first time travelers, for the travel bros. All right, so let me go ahead and bring on Lennar Thomas. What's going on, Lennar?
What's going What's going on, BMT?
What up? What up? What up, man? How you feeling?
Good, man. Blessed, man. Yourself?
Doing great. Doing great, man. Out here in Thailand, living it up, man. Living it up.
So, about the topic at hand, so you like only want to talk to people who have experience going to Colombia or questions about Colombia?
Well, yeah, just Colombia in general. A lot of guys, go to Colombia. We just want to, make an establish. Is it getting too dangerous to go out there? Basically, is what we want to establish. Should guys go maybe to DR more, or Brazil more, until Colombia kind of calms down, or you know, you still go there and have a good time. That's what I want to talk about.
Well, that's the thing. I like one of my places to go to is Colombia. But I guess I can speak from this angle, just being somebody who hasn't been to Colombia. Uh, like I see the post on a Facebook group. I see a lot of brothers like they say, "Oh, it's dangerous" and stuff like that. But to me, I just think a lot of those guys are people who I'm not saying deserve to get got, but if you
Mhm.
dress in a certain type of way, what do you expect? If you carry yourself all flamboyant, what do you expect? I mean, this is a third world country at the end of the day, and you over here dressing and impressed, and you over here being flamboyant. Like, of course you're gonna get robbed. I'm not saying it's right, but it is
Mhm.
what it is.
So let me ask you this: before you joined the group or start watching the channel, was you familiar with Colombia at all?
I did my research. I know about like the spots brothers like to hit up like Medellin,
Mhm.
and all that. Like to the popular Bogota and stuff like that. So yeah, a little bit.
Okay, and did the group help you familiarize yourself about what goes on in Colombia, or was you already aware about the robberies and the drugging before you joined the group?
Well, this that stigma they always talk about, brother. When they talk about about Colombian cartel, well, that's an old thing. But now,
Mhm.
nah, I didn't know as much as what the brothers put me on, so that's a good thing. Like what they before I go, they like told when I see other brothers talk about Colombia, just watch your drink, carry your drink wherever you go with you, et cetera, et cetera. Like I didn't know that going into, so that's good. Going to your Facebook group, that brothers are putting each other up on game, going to these countries.
Yeah, man. So you are very aware now. Before you touch down, you're not one of them guys that just look in the group just for the girls and they be out. They don't make you. You get the information. So now when you go to Colombia, you already know the game. So
Exactly, and
more than likely
that's
you'll be good.
exactly, and that's why I think brothers who want to start traveling soon, or brothers who are starting to travel, they should join groups like yours because
Mhm.
it lets them puts them up on game. It lets them know, hey, do this, don't do this, go here,
Mhm.
go there. And
Right.
what's also good is that you're building like a network. Like brothers that could like, okay, hey, I'm going by myself. My friend Flake, my homie Flake. Can I, who wants to meet up? And you have 6,000 people in your group, so there has to be some people there already. That
All day long.
I'm sure. You know what I'm saying? So at all times, so that's
All day
good
long.
that you're able to build that bridge, like okay, like almost like your own little social community. I'm just waiting for you to get that app started because that's what I really want to join.
Oh yeah,
So
oh yeah. That app is going to be a travel buddy, man. And you mentioned something about guys flaking on you, man. Guys will flake on you, bro. Like I didn't know that myself until I really started traveling, but they'll flake on you at the very last minute, and you on your own. You like, damn, bro, you flaked on me. Like I'm waiting on you to get down here, and you on that dolo. So with the app, you can connect, easily. Okay, I got some guys right over here. They at this club. I'm gonna chop it up with them. It's a brotherhood, man. It really is, and it helps out a lot as far as safety. Let me catch the super chat, and I'm gonna bring on my guy, Backpack Val, in a second. Shout out to Andrew Baker with a $10 super chat, man. I really appreciate that. He says, "Salute BMT. Thanks for the info on Colombia. I will be in Cartagena next month and look forward to having a great time. As a worldwide traveler, I understand safety while having a good time. Most definitely. Most definitely. You know what was funny, man? It's hard for me sometimes because I'm still in that South American mode because I spent so much time out there that, last night, I was, in a little bar with some of my friends, and I actually left my drink and went to the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? And I'm in the bathroom, like, oh man, I left my drink. But Thailand, for the most part, they not on that BS. So you get back, nobody put nothing in your drink, But in South America, I would have threw my drink away. I just would have been like, hey, you get another drink. I don't care. Get another drink, bro.
Really?
Let me bring on Backpack Val. What up, bro? Hey, man, I know you, man. I've been seeing you. I know you. Yeah, okay. What up, bro?
I seen you last year. Last year in Medellin, actually. Yep.
Okay. That's what's up.
Back in August, yeah. How's everything?
Everything is good, man. Everything is Gucci. How is everything with you?
Everything's great, man. I'm just trying to plan out my next vacay out to Colombia as we speak. Coincidentally enough.
Okay, so how many times you been to Colombia?
Two times. I spent almost 3 months within those 2 times though. I started going last year. Yep. That was my first time. I spent 2 months out there, Medellin and Santa Marta. But I grew liking the Medellin. You know what I mean? Despite everything that's been told.
Okay, now did you have any bad experiences in Colombia when you went, or was it all good?
It was all good for the most part. Slight sketchiness in Santa Marta. It wasn't really anything extreme. It was just somebody tried to like upsell me on something, and they were kind of like forceful about it, but that was about it. Medellin, I never had a problem. But that's not to say I'm not privy to the danger, that Medellin does have. However, like through my experience, I've never.
Okay, so let me ask you this: in your personal opinion, do you feel like it might be too dangerous for a first-time traveler to go to Medellin?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I personally wouldn't suggest for a rookie to travel to Medellin, make it their first destination. No, I would even say that with Colombia in general. I think there's easier going countries, as opposed to, Colombia. I think it's maybe if it's your second time traveling or something like that. Yeah, but not for a first time travel. Nah.
Okay. Now, when you went to Colombia your first time, did you go solo or you had some guys with you?
It was solo. I travel solo.
Okay.
And then I'll link up with, like-minded brothers out there and whatnot. But for the most part, I travel solo.
So you don't even play the bar with guys, like trying to get guys to come with you, and then they cancel on you. You don't even play the bar with them.
Nope. Like, that's what I did the first time I traveled. And then I wound up being by myself, and I liked it. So I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to just stick with that.
That's what happened to me too, bro. Like,
oh, really?
I asked like 4-5 guys, 4-5 months before I went to Brazil. Hey, bro, I'm saving up to go to Brazil. You want to come? Then at the last minute, everybody canceled. Bro. Nah, man, I gotta push it back, bro. I can't do it. Went by myself. I was nervous as hell, bro.
Me too.
Nervous as hell. But luckily, I linked up with some guys from Black Man's Option, and they looked out for me. But other than that, bro, when I first got to Brazil, it was like culture shock. Like I was like, "Yo, this is
same
crazy."
thing with me in Santo Domingo. Yep, that was the first place I went to.
Oh, you talking about DR Santo Domingo?
Yeah.
Yep. It's funny because it's like the infrastructure is so different overseas. That's like it is. Like, oh, it looks really different.
It took me back. But then again, like I thought it was gonna be like a lot more run down because you know how United States likes to downplay other countries and whatnot. So like my depiction of it before I got there was that it would be like sandy roads and whatnot, all nothing but tin houses and what have you not. But it wasn't like that at all. I saw skyscrapers, nice cars. I'm like, whoa, okay.
Yeah, man. When I first went to Brazil, I was just shocked by how dated some of the buildings were in Copacabana. I was like, yo, this looks like I was in the 50s or 60s or something.
Brazil, I gotta go there. That's inevitable. Yeah.
You don't like Brazil, man. Is that Alonso Osiris? Is that's your name?
Yeah. How y'all doing?
Man, doing good, man. Doing good. How's everything with you?
I just want to say a few things to the brothers that's watching, man. I've been traveling internationally about 10 years, and I've been down to Colombia 5 times in the last four years. I'm going back down Wednesday for my birthday.
Okay.
And I normally did stay around Cartagena and Barranquilla. I haven't been to Medellin, Bogota, or Cali because of what's been going on.
I
But
love Barranquilla, by the way.
yeah, it is dope. It's dope. But I do want to say this to the guys who do want to go down.
Mm-hmm.
I suggest you do Cartagena or Barranquilla, something on the North Coast first, just to get a feel for Colombia before you do the big boy Medellin and Bogota, because those are mostly like cities. Cartagena is like a tourist destination. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, I suggest you go down and feel the vibe and learn a little bit of how everybody move down there, because like my brother just said, Medellin is like for the big boys. You need to have a little dirt on you to really, really know how to move. Now, the girls, these people, they know you green. When you traveling for the first, second, third time, they can almost tell that you don't know what you're doing. So that's one of the reasons why we getting gapped, because we moving around. We don't have enough confidence built up. And the last thing I want to keep hearing for the 2023 is we getting robbed and getting killed going to Colombia. You got to get a little dirt on you guys. You got to do your DRs and your Jamaicas and your Puerto Ricos first. And then when you get a little confidence build up, then go to your Colombias and your Brazils. Don't go straight to the big boys, man, because you can get in trouble like that.
Yeah, I agree.
100% true. And guys, don't you try to use American dollars in Colombia. I asked some guys go out there a couple of weeks ago.
That's a huge waste of money.
Trying to use the USD out there. I'm like, bro, you're going to get robbed trying to use American money.
Yeah, don't even negotiate in USD. That's insane. Know the currency.
Yeah,
please.
Hey, check this out, guys. Another YouTuber, what's his boy name? He just gave me an idea. He went to Colombia like 2 weeks ago, and what he did, he Western Union himself some money on the wire. It was a better exchange. He got more money like that. Normally, what I do is just use the ATM and just get hit over the head with the fees. But this time, when I leave on Wednesday, I'm just going to send myself some money on Western Union and just go to the Western Union and get the pesos like that.
No, I have something to say about that. I have a recommendation. You can use the ATMs. It's just when they offer you the ATM, the exchange rate on screen, you hit decline, and then you'll still get your money at the market exchange rate. And don't use Bank Colombia because they'll charge you 22 mil pesos. Use Davivienda or Colpatria or BBVA. They don't charge fees. And then get you a TD Bank or Charles Schwab account, and they don't charge you ATM.
Right. But that's for more of the experience. They'll accounts.
Yep.
Shout out to Chaz. That's some good information, Chaz. Shout out to you, bro. Appreciate that information.
Very insightful. Thank you.
I've been living in Medellin for 6 years. And I've had a few issues here and there. I mean, not like you hear in the group. Like, I've never been drugged. But I've been robbed a couple of times just being stupid. Like, I went to the grocery store and I was walking down a dark street and I saw 3 guys just lurking there. You know, my spidey sense should have went off, but it didn't. I kept on going. They grabbed me and they robbed me. That was pretty much the worst case, the worst example of me being robbed. One time they broke into my apartment. I was living on a first floor apartment that was accessible from the street. The window was right there. It had bars on the windows, but they broke one of the bars through the windows when I wasn't home. And it was a really tiny space. They must have put a kid through that tiny space because they took 2 of my laptops, but they didn't take any cash I had laying out or the credit cards. I mean, only a little kid would be dumb enough to miss that stuff. So I've been robbed a couple of times, but I've never been scoped, and I've never gotten on Tinder. I've never done like online dating, Facebook, Tinder, all these Colombian Cupids that some of my friends do. So I've never been drugged or robbed.
Okay. So let me ask you this, man. You live in Medellin currently. I think we were both down there together too, Chaz. I think we linked up down there a few times, right?
Yeah, we met at the pool hall.
That's right. Now, in your opinion, do you think Medellin is too dangerous for guys to travel to?
For a first timer that doesn't really have travel experience, like my younger brother doesn't even have his passport, and I would not recommend for him to come down here just by himself. Like, he could come with me and I could definitely show him around and keep him safe. But him just not knowing anything, he would definitely get got. I mean, he's just unaware of the danger. But my first trip down here, I had a buddy who showed me around, showed me the ropes. I stayed for a week. He took me everywhere, gave me the ins and outs.
Same here.
From then, I just been good. And I picked up Spanish. So, yeah, I know what to watch out for.
Okay.
First timer needs to be careful.
Yeah, I would say if you're a first timer, like to chime in, if you're a first timer, at least know Spanish or have somebody that's boots on ground over there in Medellin who could guide you there. One of those two would suffice, but just going out there on your own whim is highly unintelligent. But carry on. My fault for interrupting you.
No, good point. Good point, bro. We got my dude Grego in the building. Grego, what up, Grego?
Yo, Medellin is closed. Y'all shouldn't even come there at all.
Well, that's my home, man.
Very dangerous. How's everybody? Utah?
I sent you a link just because of this show, bro.
I know. I appreciate it.
All right, so tell us your experiences. You're a Colombian Medellin vet. Tell us your experiences. Is Medellin too dangerous for, let's just say, the first time traveler?
First time traveler, yeah, I'd say that, because a lot of the times if that's your first time traveling outside of the United States, when you get down there and you see what you see, you're gonna lose your mind, because like the common sense is gonna be thrown out the window, and that's what they capitalize off of. So like you can't go there for your first time, like unless you just have street smarts, because the same things that you do in the States needs to be the same thing that you do wherever you go.
Exactly.
However, for a first time traveler, when they get down there and they see what they see, all common sense goes out the window for some people. You know what I'm saying? So like, and like I said, and that's what the people who are out to get you, they capitalize on that. So I wouldn't say that Medellin should be your first place. Like everybody says that if you're a first time traveler, I would say Mexico, Dominican Republic, somewhere around there to kind of get your feet wet. But at the same time, you just got to have common sense when you go down there. And like, I live in Atlanta, so like I wouldn't go and see someone in Atlanta and then just say, come to my house, because I still could get robbed here. So like, you just got to have the same common sense that you have wherever you are.
Now, have you had any incidents out there in Medellin, Colombia? Yeah,
but it was kind of like off kilter. You know what I'm saying? We had someone in our group one time that we let it. It wasn't even my let me off guard. We had a situation where we brought somebody into a VIP section that was trying to rob someone that was with me. However, they spiked the wrong drink. But the person, they spiked the person that was with me's drink, trying to rob them, and I actually drank the drink. And yeah. So the girl recognized everything, and she got me up out of the club beforehand. It was Fahrenheit. I don't know if y'all remember the club Fahrenheit. I don't even think it's still open. But the girl got me up out of there because she saw the symptoms, and got me back to my apartment. And I woke up like the next day around like 2:00, but I didn't lose anything. But it was just a situation where we brought something in that probably shouldn't have, and yeah, they was trying to rob the person that I was with. So, but I mean, other than that, nah, and nothing has happened to me because I usually stay on top of game. But the last time I was in Colombia last month, I was at a particular popular club, not Gusto's, in Parque Aries, and I saw a girl bring 2 drinks out, and she was looking at them to this guy, and I told my homeboy Jay Clyde, I was like, look there, the girl drank the wrong drink, and the next thing you know, she was just like, and she fell into a section. So she was trying to spike the guy, but she spiked herself. So we were just like, yeah, you got to go. So you got to be careful.
Yeah, I know a cat that he peeped game and saw how the girl had handed him the drink. She handed him the drink like this. Like she cupped it like that.
Yep.
And so while she wasn't looking, he switched the drinks, and she basically drugged herself. Yeah, it happens.
Good for her.
Yeah, like I said, man, if you like some of my guys that's out there that's like ex-military, ex-law enforcement, or just guys that's grew up in these inner cities that constantly know, like, you know, nah, this ain't right, or they feel the energy. Those guys can be dangerous themselves because we can, you know, we can kind of peep game like, nah, she ain't acting right, or nah, who hands somebody a drink like this with their hands palmed over the drink like that? You know, it'd be the little details that you miss if you a little too drunk. You don't want to get a little too inebriated. And I see guys in Colombia all the time be sloppy drunk. I'd be like, bro,
Yo, oh man,
straighten up, bro.
That's the wrong.
They got lions in the jungle out here, but like these guys are looking for people to get it.
That's what
and they're hidden in plain sight. That's the scary thing.
The one thing about Colombians is they watch everything. If you look around, somebody's always looking at you. So
that's
like
what I'm saying.
They never miss anything. Like
hidden in plain sight.
yeah. So like you got to watch it. Like I remember the time we were there, Farris. I handed my friend from the States that you know a key, but I lost my car keys. So I went back to the club that we went to, and I asked them. I was like, "Did I lose a key in here?" They was like, "You talk about the key that had the little house on it." And it was 1 second that I gave her my keys, and I was not that key. And they was like, "Oh no, we didn't see anything else." They watch everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, most definitely, man.
Yeah, they do. They do because they waiting for you to slip up. They wait for you to drop your wallet or leave your phone. They waiting for that.
Mm-hmm.
Everything.
Yep. Absolutely right, man. And it's going to be a hard adjustment for me from leaving in Thailand, which is relatively a safe country where you can leave your cell phone and come back in an hour and it's still there. I have to readjust when I get back to Colombia.
My homeboy left his cell phone on the table in Mario Bros to go to the restroom with me and two other people sitting there. And I didn't even know because he didn't tell us he was leaving. When we got back, the phone was gone. Like he wasn't even gone like a minute.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Yeah, man.
I don't even know if people with us took it. I mean, who knows? But it was just like,
So let me ask you just, Greg. I don't know if you want to answer this. Why do you guys, knowing that Colombia is dangerous like this, why they keep going back, man? Why you keep going back?
I don't know.
I've heard this before. I've heard that Colombia is the only country where you can go get drugged, robbed, damn near murdered, and they still want to go back.
You know, for
That's
those
true.
guys, I can't.
I see why.
But that is true. You know, for those guys that keep going back, because I even seen one the last time I was down there that has been robbed a couple of times. But you know, I'll just put it like this. So I was talking to a girl at one of the restaurants down there, and I was like, you know, a lot of my friends are scared to come down here because of robberies. And she was like, "Oh, robberies are normal." She was just like, "It's just what happens." She was just like, "Nobody cares about it here." She was like, "You know, if you're probably gonna be robbed, but you still gonna have a good time." She's like, "They don't want to kill you." She's like, "They just want whatever you have so they can feed their families, and you just keep it going." She was like, "So tell them to come." She was like, "And if you get robbed, then you get robbed, but it's nothing to worry about." So I mean, I guess it's just a normal thing.
No, that's facts though. Like I got a homegirl that's in Cali, and every time I'd be like, if I go to Cali, am I gonna get robbed? And she was like, "Yeah, probably." But it's like it's no big deal. Like, yeah, it's probably gonna get robbed because Cali, but hey, you know, so what? As a matter of fact, I met a guy here in Thailand. He said he got robbed in the most nicest way possible because he knew the game. Like he saw the guy, he was like, "Oh, here you go, bro. Here you go. That's all I got," and he kept it moving. It wasn't even like a thought of anything to him. And the guy was just like, "Oh, gracias." You know, just
exactly. They don't. It's
like, man, you know, in most cases, easiest robbery of the day.
In most cases, they're not trying to kill you. Like they just want what you have so they can go feed their families. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's why we always tell people just don't listen. Like, don't go with an iPhone 13. Don't go with a Rolex. Don't go with.
Please don't wear a Rolex. Please don't wear a Rolex.
The last time I was in the airport, no, not the last time, 3 times ago, I saw this dude hit a big ass chain on with his name on it, sitting right here. And I told him, and they didn't even know him. I was like, "Hey, bro, you might want to take that off before you leave this door." He looked at me like, "Man, fuck out. Excuse me, F all that." You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, all right. So I told my homie, I said, "Hey, it's a dude in here. Let's just say his name was Bob, with Bob on his chain." So we was at a club that night. My homeboy was like, "Yo, I see Bob." I said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "He still got that chain on." The next day, he didn't have that chain on. That chain was gone. They got it. So I was just like, I try to tell you in the airport, like, don't come to Medellin, Colombia with something this big around your neck, because they already see it as soon as you walk out the door. And they're already like you got to think about this. I mean, people don't even know. And I'm just going to put y'all on game. We always say it. All those people standing outside the airport are not taxi people. Some of those people,
they got
Exactly.
me my first time. I almost got like that, bro.
Mhm.
And I had my hood senses, because when I got into when I looked to the car, I was just like, my Uber driver. He was like, CC. I was like, no, not today, bro. You know, I'm from the hood too. You don't get me.
Yeah. Those people are lookout people, and they'll get you before you get to that tunnel. If you got what they want. So, like, you just got to be careful, man.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's another tip, guys. You want to have your situation get picked up from the airport already. You know, we know plenty of cats that pick us up from the airport, but you want to have that nipped in the butt, because you're right. As soon as you touch down in Colombia, you can get got by getting into the wrong car.
Mhm.
They'll drive you right to the little spot too.
Yep.
Rob you. You know. Let me catch a super chat real quick, and we'll get right back to it. Shout out to Feeders King with the $5 super chat. I really appreciate that. He said, "So Medellin not the best for first timer. How about Cartagena? We talked about that earlier. I would say Cartagena. It was a debate at one point what was safer, Cartagena or Medellin. Some people would say Medellin. Some people say Cartagena. I suggest Cartagena now. You know, and I did say Medellin in previous, like about a year ago. I would say Medellin was safer, but now I would say Cartagena. What's your guys' opinion on that?
Man, I've never been to Cartagena. I backed out twice while I was in Colombia to go to Cartagena, so I really can't say. I do feel like the crimes, though, for Medellin, not saying that they don't happen, but it's sporadic, you know? So, and in part to that, I do feel like a lot of it's being over-exacerbated to where, like, people are making Medellin comparable to Syria or Iraq. I mean, there's levels to it, you know what I mean? And Medellin is definitely not that. It's actually to the point where, you know how we're talking about this right now. For newcomers that go to Medellin, for their first time, they're going to be like, what the heck is everyone talking about? Things look beautiful and peaceful here. You know what I mean? And that's what's going to get people messed up. Like, don't get fooled about how, like, tranquil Medellin comes off as when you first arrive there. You know what I mean? Because it will cause you to be super duper relaxed. And that's when you have your guard down and things are successful to happen to you then. So, like, I had to mention that. But Medellin is still a go. It's still a go. Crimes do exist there, yes. I can't lie. But I can dang near guarantee you that you could go there for said time and come back unscathed. Like,
that's facts. That's facts.
Yeah, I agree.
What do you think about that, Grego? You think Cartagena is safer than Medellin?
From what I hear, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just seems like they want the tourists there. Not that they don't want the tourists in Medellin, you know what I'm saying? But it just seems like they welcome the tourists in Cartagena. And it seems like the tourists are protected in the tourist area versus Medellin, because you could be in the tourist area in Medellin and still get robbed. So, like,
you could be in the nicest restaurant in Medellin and get robbed in the restaurant.
That's the annoying thing. That's annoying.
Yeah.
There's like no safe places in Medellin, period. Like,
in Atlanta, you know, I'm a patio king, so I'm used to sitting outside and enjoying the temperatures, whatever. Can't do that there.
That's not a thought, and I wouldn't even dream about doing that.
I have one thing to say about Cartagena. I mean, I've only gone like on short vacations with my girl, and the only issue that I've had, I mean, I think anyone who goes on that type of trip will be just fine. But if you go to the beach, you grab something to eat, lunch, or get some drinks, and you don't ask what the price is before.
Oh yeah, bro.
I'm gonna run it up.
Man,
I got so bad in Cartagena, bro. I spent $2,000 in like 2 days in Cartagena, bro.
Yeah. They'll hit you with a price that's exorbitant because you didn't ask first.
I see. Like
Cartagena is very expensive, man. I remember I was with a girl from Barranquilla. She was my old girlfriend at the time, and she wanted to buy a bikini. Okay, no big deal. I want to see you in a bikini. You got a sexy body, yeah. Just go in there and buy a bikini. Now, how much you guys think a bikini would cost, right? Max. How much you think a bikini would cost?
Probably say like what, $30, Matt? I don't know, right?
Facts, right? $30, right? The bikini was $185, bro. I almost had a fit. We broke up that day, actually. We actually
Stop
broke up
playing.
that day. No, I swear to God, bro.
You didn't buy it though, right?
Bro, yeah, she had bought it. And I had to
she
just look
bought
at the receipt. Yeah, I gave her the money. So I let her use my card. I
Oh,
didn't think
okay.
nothing of it. I'm like $35, $40. We in a nice, the old area of Cartagena where, they be shooting the movies at. We was in that little area, in a little bit small, quaint shop. And I said, why did you do that? Like, why would you do that? And she was like, well, it's just, I wanted it. It was real, a nice bikini. I said, shorty, it was over with after that.
What?
It was over with, bro.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no coming back from that.
Not at all.
Yeah, bro.
But I have a question, BMT. Let's just say as of recently, right? From the groups and whatnot. I mean, what have you been seeing more of as far as reports coming from that's being reported to the group? More things coming from Medellin or more things coming from Cartagena? Because I think from my observation, it looks like it's almost dead even as far as what's being reported out there. I just wanted to know your thoughts on that.
It's I would say Medellin a little bit more. Not like a lot, but you would definitely hear incidents in Cartagena all the time. But Medellin is that's like on a daily almost. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody having an incident, unfortunately, man. And you know what the thing is, it's hard for guys to tell their stories because they don't want to be shamed. Oh, you were stupid,
Exactly.
you dumb, you were lacking. I'm like, bro, nah, he came out to tell a story to warn you. Like they come up with all types of. They work in teams in Colombia. It's just not so. They work in teams, bro.
But here's the thing that I gotta just add: a lot of guys don't like to vet. They don't like to talk to women and just kind of see them on the day to day. And I think that's a lot of danger too. Meeting somebody and just going for go, you're gonna get got. But for whatever reason, a lot of guys say, "Man, I ain't got time to be talking to her." Blah 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 blah. But yet they talk to guys all day long in these group chats and whatever. That's the safest way.
True.
Every day they try to get some kind of social media to try to see what they do, and if they kind of live a normal life, then you might be all right. But if they baby this, baby that, you want this, that,
poppy this, poppy that.
You know what I'm saying? But you can't tell people nothing, man. So it's things that you gotta be common sense.
That's what I was saying earlier, Greg. I was saying that, the conversations, you got to have some conversations. You got to ask, specific questions like, hey, what do you do? What do you work? And if she's reluctant to answer your questions, that should be a red flag right there. Because that's a simple question for all of us to answer.
Yep.
What do you do for a living? Where do you work at?
Right.
Where do you live at? Just little simple things. If she kind of oh, baby, I just work here at an ice cream shop. Hey, when I see you, you're so handsome. You're so beautiful. Hey, you wanna party with my friend too? Oh,
red flag. Super red flag.
Yeah, red flag, bro. Red flag, bro.
Red flag central. If guys don't have a rubric, for a rubric, a requirement they set in, how they're going to interact with a certain female, certain pinpoints. Me, I have certain requirements that had to be met until I could meet with the female. You know what I mean? If she doesn't even meet one of those, I can't fall through with it. Just knowing what I know, no. You gotta set a strict rubric, you know what I mean?
Agreed.
For girls to follow. And I feel like guys, they fall sucker to it because they might not ever, interact with a girl like the one that they're interacting with right now. So they want to see the opportunity now more than ever. And one thing leads to another.
Facts, bro.
I hate to hear it, man. I really do.
Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah, man. Let me catch the super chats real quick. Shout out to Highlander 2016 with the $5 super chat, man. I really appreciate that. He says, shout out to BMT CEO Aaron Farris for the solid content as always. Keep showing positivity to the world, my brother. Appreciate that, man. I really appreciate that. Shout out to you, Highlander 2016. I got another super chat down here from, okay, we got another one just popped up. Hold on, Tommy Wilson with a $5 super chat, man. I really appreciate that. I've been in Medellin for 2 years, living full time. I've met and hung out with Aaron. Oh, that's what's up. I will say, stay away from Colombia right now. Too dangerous.
You're right, Tommy. You're right, Tommy.
It's not too dangerous. It's not.
And me and Grego, we were doing some dangerous stuff when we was out there, right? we was all up in the Colombian neighborhoods. We were doing too
We was in people's houses. We was like We was like,
I'm like, Grego, what are we doing, bro? What are we doing out here? Man, I don't know.
We assembled a little team and went into someone's home. Like it was crazy. But it was still good though. Those are good people, man.
Yeah, we had a great time, man. That's another thing when you kind of move in, with the family. It's different because they're gonna make sure you're safe.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely gonna make sure you're safe. Nothing's gonna happen bad on they watch. All right, Jordan Xavier with $2 super chat, man. I really appreciate that. He says, first time going out the country, and I'm considering going to Bogota in the winter. Is it safe? Also, is it worth visiting? I'm gonna let you guys answer that. I only spent like 2 days in Bogota. I'm gonna let you guys answer that.
Bogota in the winter? Oh, y'all go.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know guys that love Bogota personally, but I
me too.
2 days. Yeah.
Chad,
have you been to Bogota?
I have not.
I've been to Bogota for 1 day. It was cold. I never went back.
It was cold. Yeah. And the people were kind of rude a little bit. I'm like,
and the beggars are way more intense. Like I've gotten used to using that word now. I mean, I would tell them no, and they would follow me. Like I would cross the street, and they would follow me, be all up in my face. So,
where's the poblado?
Yeah. Yes.
Wow.
And where I was at in Bogota, it was kind of dirty too. You know what I'm saying? When I got to Medellin, I was like, I like this. This is more my style right here. Everything's nice, beautiful.
Yeah, Bogota is like a hard city. Like it's like a real concrete jungle. And it, like you said, it's cold. So when you said it winter, I'm like, yikes! I don't even know how cold it'd be then, but it's cold in the summertime. But
I think they're talking about our winter because I don't even think they have a winter. I think it's just a wet and dry season, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think when I went, it was definitely kind of cool. It was pretty
cool.
No,
because Bogota is like high up in the mountains.
Yeah,
almost 2 miles high.
For sure. Let me catch this super chat by Corey Washington. I think that's my dude I hung out with in Brazil. Shout out to him in the 5 super chat. He says character matters overseas, just like in the States. Successful is one thing, but women are women. It's just a different ball game. Don't get complacent. That's very true, man. Women definitely have a base nature, most definitely. If it's too good to be true, more likely it's too good to be true.
It is.
I would put it to you that way. Well, guys, we've been at it for a minute. We got 265 in the chat. I really appreciate that. I'm going to go ahead and close up the show, man. I want to give everybody's last thoughts before we close the show on, in their opinion, is Colombia just too dangerous? First, for the first-time traveler, but just in your general opinion, is it too dangerous for guys to be going? Should they go elsewhere? I'll start up with you, Backpack Val. You can shout out the YouTube channel too, by the way.
Oh, thank you, man. All right, not a problem. So case in point, no. I mean, despite all that you hear, I'm just going to say, keep yourself privy to the information that, some YouTubers point out there. All right. Always make yourself privy if you're looking to go to Colombia. But as far as it changing your mind and wanting to go, don't let it. Because I was of the mindset of wanting to do that last year. And thank God I saved myself from making that mistake. Travel to Colombia, y'all, but just be safe while doing so. Also, if you guys like travel, if you guys want to know a little bit more about Colombia, then go follow me on YouTube at Backpack Val. Thank you, BMT, for giving me your platform as well.
For sure, man. Appreciate you coming on. I'm going to bring you on for a personal interview, too, one day. I'll connect with you.
Not a problem. I'm looking forward to it, bro. Salute.
Salute. All right, I'll start with you, Chaz. What's your opinion?
All right. I would say for a first-time traveler, if possible, if you could come with somebody who knows the city, who knows the country, somebody maybe who lives here, somebody can show you around, or somebody that's been multiple times, knows the ins and outs. My first time traveling like solo, I went to Costa Rica, but I did my research online. And when I got there, I met another American guy who, showed me around, and he told me that, he was there in Costa Rica for just a week or so. And then he was headed to Medellin, and he told me, hey, you should come down to Medellin. I'm going to be there for 6 months. I'll show you around. So I think that's the best way if you want to travel solo. I mean, know somebody or meet somebody. I mean, maybe you could come to Medellin solo and meet another American or somebody else who's down there who can show you around, show you the ins and outs.
Okay.
There is a nice expat community here.
Oh, it really is. Yeah, it really is, man. That's the thing I do miss about Colombia. It's like Thailand, even Brazil to a certain degree, that it's not really an expat community. You got guys that might link up every now and then, but for the most part, you kind of on the dolo, you know. So that's what I definitely miss about Colombia and DR. You know, I miss that expat community. But bro, once again, appreciate you coming on, man, giving us that valuable information. All right. Now we got my guy Grego in the building. Tell us your opinion, my brother.
Man, I tell everybody to stay away from Medellin, Colombia. But Colombia is a big country. You can go anywhere else. Nah, but on the serious tip, I would say just do your due diligence. Like, do your research. Like, partner with somebody. Do a consultation. Like, just if you're a first-time traveler, you need in anywhere, not even just Colombia, but you need to get as much information as you can before you go, so that you're not there. And this is boring, or not there like, man, I got robbed or whatever. Like, just partner with somebody before you go. Do your research.
Because it's important, bro. Like,
yeah,
it can be life-saving just having the information. I mean,
seriously.
Those guys that went out there a couple of weeks ago and had that trip report and they was messing up the whole time, they didn't know how, you know, it really could have got real for them.
Yeah.
You know, walking around Central with all their luggage, using US dollars.
No.
If they wasn't so deep, they would have definitely got robbed.
Exactly.
They might not even know that.
Exactly. And like I said, just you don't want to go anywhere blindly. So like, for a first-time traveler, like I said, just figure out what city is best for you. Like, what do you care about? Like, do you care about beaches? Do you care about cities? Do you care about food? Do you care about weather? Do you care about like temperatures? Like, just you got to do your research before you go somewhere. And like I said, don't be afraid to partner with somebody. Don't have too much ego where you won't spend a little money on a consultation before you go, because those people are going to be with you the whole time. You know what I'm saying? It's just not before you go. You can still reach out to those people while you're there. And like you said, the other part of it is find out where the expats go, because even going there, somebody can give you a little bit more information, because a lot of those expats, they know how to move around down there. So like, you got to find those restaurants, you got to find those bars or wherever those meetups are. Oh, and also use Meetup. Like, the Meetup app will also tell you things in most countries. I know they use Meetup in Colombia as well. Some of your particular interests that you can use as well. But yeah, you know, I say go. You know what I'm saying? Just use common sense at all times. The same things you do in the States, it should be the same things that you do wherever you go. And just don't get so blindsided by kind people, because when you leave the States, you'll see in most cases that people are nice, people are welcoming, and that will sometimes lower your guards, because some people will use that to your advantage, knowing that you're not used to that, and then they'll get you. But yeah, so whatever. Check me out at Grego Go Home on YouTube. If you need like a consultation or something like that on IG, I'm Good Time Grego. That's GOODTIME Grego. I'll help you out. Any of these brothers in this chat. Ferris, I appreciate it, man. I'll see you either where you are or where I'm going. So we'll figure it out.
That's what up. Salute, bro. Salute. Hey, real quick before you go, give us a real quick rank. Thailand, Colombia, Brazil, DR.
Here we go. Oh, you know I don't do DR. So let's see. I do DR for my family. I go to DR mostly for my friends that own businesses there.
Me too.
Them New York cats don't ruin DR for me. But
I'm about to get a call on that one. Go ahead.
You're gonna get a call on that one. My bad, guys.
Oh, you good. You good.
I hate the Giants. But anyway, I'll say for fun, Thailand has been my best place to go. Like, Thailand has been the most fun city I've ever been to. I mean, country I've been to. Pattaya and Bangkok is the only places I've been. But for the opportunity to just do whatever you want, because the dollar is, compared to that, is just crazy. Like, I mean, like, I was doing stuff that I didn't even need. Like, I was getting suits, like tailor-made suits. I'm talking about like just crazy things down there. So I say Thailand first for fun. I feel more connected in Colombia. Like, Colombia, when I go to Colombia, I feel like that's home. Brazil feels like vacation. So I have to say Thailand for fun. Colombia 1B, because I feel home. And then Brazil will be 2. And then I don't do the.
Yeah, that's similar to my rankings too. Pretty much the same thing, man. Colombia does feel like home. Thailand is like, wow, Thailand is amazing. I'm just gonna
Yeah,
guarantee
you
that.
know how some people will say, I go to a certain place and I feel my rhythm. They say I feel like I feel. Some people say I feel the ancestors talking to me. I feel blah blah blah. I didn't feel that in Brazil
Me
because
either.
Brazil is very. I don't like loud, and everywhere you go in Brazil, it's loud. Someone is singing, someone is playing music or whatever. I don't like heat like that, and it's hot as down there.
It gets intensely hot in Brazil. Yeah.
And then if you're not smart about yourself and knowing yourself, you'll kill yourself in Brazil because they don't sleep. Like they just go and go and go and go.
Hey, stay out of Baja Juca, by the way.
Yeah, you stay out of
Copacabana boys.
You know I'm a Copacabana boy, but we will invade Baja. But it's a fun place. For me, Brazil was vacation. I feel at home in Colombia, and Thailand is fun. So yeah,
it's funny, man, because like you said, you got to catch your vibe. Because guys will be looking at us crazy because we said that about Brazil. But I'm just telling you, I'm like, yo, I love Brazil. I live in Brazil, maybe 1 month out the year, but Colombia is home.
Yeah, agreed.
Colombia is home. Despite the issues we have in Colombia, you just feel at home, man. And
yeah,
like
yeah.
said, I mean, you got like an extended family in Colombia.
That's true. And I mean, I've created my own like ways to move around there. We've created places to go to feel safe as you can be. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even the restaurant that we meet up at most of the time, and I'm not going to name it. Like one of the guys told me, he was like, "Hey, I got protection for you," and I was like, "What?" And he was like, "No, I got protection for you, like my brother." And I was like, "He's always watching you." I said, "That's kind of weird, but I appreciate it." You know what I'm saying? He was just like, "Nah." So like they look out for you, man, like because they know, you know what I'm saying? So like Colombians, in my opinion, they're very, very warm and welcoming people. Unless they're the robbers or whatever, but like I don't know. There's a sense of community there.
I mean, yeah, we had a ball, bro. Like when you was out there, we was moving around with the Colombian family, the girl family. It was a whole different experience, beautiful experience. Some very good people in Colombia. I know we talk about crime a lot and the robberies and the drugging, but it's some good people in Colombia. You definitely feel at home.
That's what I'm going to add to earlier, and I know it's time to go, but like a lot of people, y'all got to understand, we live in the United States, most of us, and the United States is built off of fear news. So you got to understand, a lot of people are going to use the worst case scenarios to be able to get YouTube likes. So nobody really talks about the positive side of Colombia or whatever the things. It's so much more positive than it is negative. But people understand that if I show a robbery, everybody's going to click a like, or they're going to look in and this, that, and the other because it's so popular. Everybody wants to talk about that. But like on the flip side of it, it's more positive things in Colombia than it is negative. So you just got to understand, guys. Don't be manipulated.
Most definitely. But once again, Grego, appreciate you coming on, bro.
Yes, sir.
We'll talk. All right, guys, that's been a very good show. I want to thank all the guys that participated in the show on the panel. Give a shout out to them. Check out their YouTube channels. Also want to give a shout out to everybody that participated in the chat. Show some love in the super chat, so really appreciate it. Let me catch this last super chat, and we're going to be out. Rails did that with a $5 pound. Appreciate that with $4.49 pound. I really appreciate that, my bro. He says, I'm 27, remote job from the UK. Wondering if you offer consultations on how to become a digital nomad / create an online business. Yes, I'm getting together as we speak, bro. Do me a favor and send me an email at blackmantravels@gmail.com, and we can chop it up about it, man. All right, guys. Once again, appreciate y'all coming on. Peace.
I'm repping that BMT. No matter where I go, no matter where I be. We'll be rocking it like that, man. I love the fit of this shirt, bro.
Bro, look, I just have to get off the elevator. Look at it. The BMT shirt on. You know, we representing all the way in Thailand, man.
What's up, y'all? It's the Travel OG, and I gotta do my BMT commercial, man, for my BMT shirt, man. This shirt is so dope, man. It shows off your guns, fits your muscles, gives you room at the bottom for the belly, and then you repping the BMT brand, man. So make sure y'all pick up that BMT shirt, because it's fire. It looks good. He got them in different colors, and I'm telling y'all, man, the fit, it ain't that cheap. It's a real quality shirt, man. I love it, BMT. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for blessing me with the shirt, and I'll see you on the other side. You dig?
Fellas, don't forget to check out the Black Man Travels merch store where you can purchase BMT t-shirts, tank tops, travel quote tees, and much more.